Hello lovelies. Now I know I should record this as a vlog instead of leaving it all till Friday because I'll forget things and they're sometimes very important things. So firstly, and thank you to Barbara who mentioned this on her vlog last week. One of our lovely crew of viewers, subscribers, commenters, Rebecca, had a fire at her house on Christmas Day. The house was destroyed and she lost pets in that fire as well. She and her family, the human members of the family, are all okay. Some of the pets survived, thankfully, and there is, she's got some temporary accommodation sorted out, but obviously everything has gone. I know that it's a difficult time of year for people, but there is a GoFundMe link below if you're able to help. And Rebecca, I should imagine you have much better things to do than watch knitting podcasts at the moment, but please know that you're in our hearts and thoughts. And oh, what can we say about the things, the animals that you lost? Just so dreadful. But take very good care of yourselves, and if it helps at all, you are very much in here and in here. So keep well, look after yourselves, and I hope that the things that can be replaced are replaced soon. Oh goodness, what a thing. Take care. Well, it's Tuesday afternoon. My prediction for it being very busy in funeral world is correct. And in addition, we're under lockdown again. Much of Europe also under lockdown, all of the UK under some form of it. In England it was announced yesterday, and we're back to exercising once a day in theory. So I'm now doing a dog walk, whereas himself used to do two. So I made myself a dog walking hat because I realised I made loads of hats last year and gave them away, but I haven't got a thick dog walking hat. I've got a little hat that kind of sits on top of my head, but nothing that's going to come down over my ears. So I have now. Well, hey. I've even got a furry brim. Oh, there's Posh. Oh, it's a cold one out there. I just dropped the dog off at the groomer's. Obviously, some people around here are still feeling festive. The rest of us have kind of let that moment go now. Morning, it's Friday. We've got this far. Hello lovelies. Well, what a week it's been. I don't think it matters where you are in the world. Every place seems to have its own individual little bit of excrement to deal with. And that works for us, because then we can sit here and say, well, it's going to hell in a handcart here, but at least we haven't got that problem. Oh, goodness. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all keeping well. My dad gets his vaccination tomorrow, so that's good news. So that will be a good thing. He gets the first one. They've changed the rules in the UK that the second one won't be 12... It's going to be 3 weeks later. It's now going to be 3 months later. They feel that way they can cover more of the population. I don't know if anything's being done to check the efficacy. I don't know if he'll have an antibody test in a few weeks' time or anything like that. Certainly the guidelines are that for the first few weeks you just keep living under the same restrictions as you do at the moment. So that's where we are, but that's all good. It is just getting crazy for COVID here, and that's had a knock-on effect of my work being very busy as well. In fact, I'm breaking my own rules, because a couple of years ago I said I wouldn't do more than 5 funerals a week, but at the end of this month I will be doing more than that in a week, just because the volume is such that it's all just coming on. And when we had the first wave back in the spring, in this part of the world, it didn't affect us so deeply. There was a slight increase, but nothing like this. So, I mean, a lot of the time we were thinking, well, where are all these people that have sadly gone? Because they're not here, you know. But this time they absolutely are. It's full on, and every funeral director I speak to, I say, how are you? Don't ask. It's like that. So yes, and that's before we get on to politics. I don't know what to say. I like to look for the best in things. And I would like to hope, but it is a vain, vague hope, that there will come a time when we look back and say, actually, having someone as awful as Trump did the world good because it was a common enemy to fight against. You'd have thought Hitler in the 30s and 40s would have been enough for that, but apparently the world needs a persuasive psychopath every 60 years because we forget everything our parents have told us, apparently. Sorry, I'm on a rant again. I'm not gonna rant today because this is a yarn podcast channel, and I made some yarn. My latest spin, a classic 3-ply. Fibre mostly from Witchcrafty Lady with a few extra bits I've added in. Aren't Almas's colours just so lovely? And I've made a sweater. I will talk about all of these things at great length. Sorry, a van's just gone past, and obviously I've just seen the top of it, but it looked like a tree was going past the window, and I'm on the first floor. So, first floor UK, so second floor US. Yeah. So that was a slightly odd thing, but that's fine. It was obviously just a truck with a tree sticking out the top. As you do. Back to my sweater. I will talk about these things at length in the month-end podcast, but this is the Gabrielle by Layla Raven. Thank you very much to the person who very kindly gave me this pattern. That was incredibly kind of you. And it was a real question of the universe aligning, because I had some yarn there that I'd been trying for a few different things, hadn't worked, and then this pattern came along and I sort of, oh, those two could go together, and I'm very pleased that they have. So I'll do you a very quick stand. So you can see it's got this central panel, sort of boxy shape. I've done it at quite a loose gauge. It's a worsted weight pattern, I think, and I used 4-ply fingering weight doubled. But yeah, boxy, very straightforward shape, short sleeves, and I'm delighted with it. In fact, I was so delighted with it, I kept knitting and had to take about a foot off the bottom because I'd basically made a dress. But it's the sort of pattern that you finish and you think, should I make another one of those right away? It may happen, but I am moving on to something else. So I shall stop waffling. And I shall say, please keep safe wherever you are, keep well, have kindness in your heart, and if, like me, you're privileged enough to be able to escape from it all and sit down with some yarn and a hook or some needles or a wheel or a loom or whatever it is you're crafting with, and you can do that, make the most of it. It's a privilege denied to many. So let's cherish those moments we have and be very grateful for what we do have. Take care, everyone. Look after yourselves. Sorry, not many gags this week. Apart from trees going past the first floor window. Actually, I'm doing a ceremony. I've got one coming up for a lady who liked daft jokes. Knock-knock jokes. Doctor jokes. So here's one that I said to my husband because he knew this one would appeal to me. Knock knock. Who's there? To. To who? To whom? Yeah. Oh, well, it made me smile. Take care, everyone. Have a good week. I will see you next week. Look after yourselves. Keep safe. Keep away from the bad people. Keep away from all people if they're coughing. And look after yourselves. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate your time. I really do. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.